Hey everyone! In this explainer, we are going to completely decode travel insurance. My goal here is to give you, the travel pro, a really clear framework so you can confidently guide every single one of your clients to the right protection for their trip. Okay, let's just start with the most important point right off the bat. In today's world, travel insurance is not a nice to have anymore. It's totally non-negotiable. Think of it as the essential safety net that protects your clients' money, their health, and honestly, your reputation as a trusted advisor.
And look, I can't stress this enough because I've seen firsthand what happens when things go sideways. I had this client, we'll call her Sarah, and she was a little hesitant about getting insurance for her family's big dream trip to Europe. Well, halfway through, her kid gets a nasty ear infection. That policy didn't just cover the doctor. Nope, it covered rebooked flights, an extra hotel stay. It turned what could have been a total financial nightmare into just, a manageable bump in the road.
So how do we keep our clients from having a story like that end badly? Well, it all starts with understanding your toolkit. I like to think about it as the 3 pillars of protection. It just really helps simplify the options for pretty much any client situation you're going to come across.
First up is your basic coverage. This is your foundational shield, right? It's the no-frills option, and it's perfect for something like a short weekend trip somewhere domestic. It covers the absolute essentials, like a sudden medical issue or having to cancel for a very specific, covered reason. This is for that budget-conscious client on a low-risk trip who just wants to cover the big what-ifs without all the bells and whistles. Next, we've got the real workhorse, comprehensive coverage. This is the all-around shield, and it's the one you're going to recommend for the vast majority of your clients. We're talking international trips, family vacations, cruises, you name it. It just hits that perfect sweet spot with much higher medical and evacuation limits, way more reasons for cancellation, and usually the option to add a cancel for any reason or CFAR benefit, which gives travelers that ultimate flexibility.
And finally, there's premium coverage. This is the first-class ticket of insurance. For those really high-value luxury safaris or those complex multi-country trips or any kind of serious adventure travel, this is the only way to go. It offers the highest limits you can get, often $1 million or more for medical, and it comes with elite perks like concierge services and even political evacuation. For the traveler who leaves absolutely nothing to chance, this is total peace of mind.
So this table right here, this is your cheat sheet. Just look at the jump in medical limits from basic, at around 50 grand, to comprehensive, which is more like 250,000 or more. That is a massive difference for international travel. And then look at the key features. Comprehensive gives you the option for cancel for any reason, while premium pretty much includes it. This makes it super easy to match the trip profile to the right level of protection.
Here is a quick break. If you want to master the digital marketing secrets to grow your travel agency business and get hundreds of leads, I've created a complete step-by-step guide, which you can download for free from the link in the description box. Now, let's continue.
Okay, so we've got the toolkit. Now let's talk about the diagnosis. Honestly, this is where you provide your biggest value. It's not just about throwing options at a client. It's about diagnosing their specific needs so you can prescribe the perfect plan.
I use a really simple 4-step process. First, what's the trip's cost and how long is it? The more they've invested, the more protection they need. It's that simple. Second, where are they going? A trip to Paris has totally different risks than a trek in the Amazon, especially when it comes to medical evacuation. Third, what's their health like? You have to talk about pre-existing conditions. And fourth, what are they actually going to be doing? Skiing and scuba diving need very different coverage than visiting museums.
All right, let's see how this whole diagnostic thing plays out with a few real-world client scenarios. This is where the theory really becomes practice. And here's where it all just clicks. For Mia's short $600 city break, her main worry is getting sick last minute, so a basic plan is a perfect fit. But for the Chen family's $12,000 tour of Europe, the financial and medical risks are way higher, which makes a comprehensive plan absolutely essential. And for Dr. Reed's trip to Antarctica, with the risks of extreme weather delays, needing an evacuation from a remote spot, and protecting expensive gear, you gotta go with premium.
Now, let's switch gears and bust some major myths. I mean, how many times have you heard this one from a client? It's probably the most common and the most dangerous misconception we have to deal with.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. Credit card benefits are a bonus, not a replacement. They're almost always secondary coverage, which means they only kick in after any other insurance is used up. They also have much lower limits. But the biggest gap, the thing you have to tell your clients, is that they almost never cover a medical evacuation. A real insurance policy is primary, with big, robust limits designed for actual travel emergencies.
And coming in a close second to the credit card myth is this one.
This assumption can lead to just devastating financial problems for a client if something goes wrong overseas.
The answer is a hard no. A really clear, simple no. Most of our domestic health plans offer little to zero coverage outside the country, and even if they offer a little something, they absolutely will not cover the single most expensive risk in all of travel, an emergency medical flight to get you home.
And that cost, it can be just mind-blowing. We're talking $250,000, maybe even more. When you put that number in front of a client who's on the fence about a policy that costs a few $100, the value becomes crystal clear, right? This one risk all by itself is why international travelers has to have dedicated coverage.
So what does this all add up to? What's the big picture here? Well, all this knowledge, it completely transforms your role. You're no longer just a travel agent who books things. You become a trusted travel advisor who actually protects people.
And this is so important. Guiding clients to the right insurance, it is not an upsell. It's a fundamental part of your job, of your professional value, and your duty of care. This expertise is what builds trust, it's what creates loyal clients, and it's what sets you apart from the internet. You're making sure their investment, and more importantly, their well-being, is totally secure.
So this framework, the pillars, the diagnostic questions, the myth-busting, it gives you everything you need to provide real, valuable advice and peace of mind. You're not just planning a vacation anymore, you're safeguarding it. So the only question left is, how are you going to use this to protect your very next client?